Evening. It's almost 9 p.m. towards the end of July, and this is a Subarctic Beekeeper, one of the many. It's been a long day, and I'm still not done. What I have found is in the last week, many of my hives have made new queens on their own. The sun is still high, so it looks like daytime here. I've been going from hive to hive, frame to frame, to see what's happening, what's not happening. What I have found that in the last week or so, 3 of my hives have produced new queens that have mated and started laying in the honey supers. I'm not completely surprised because we've had some super hot weather the last 2 weeks, and I could see the drones flying overhead. There's a lot of drones. A lot of them are getting lucky, or maybe not so lucky. So instead of finding honey in my supers, I'm finding tons and tons of brood, which is great, except that I'm out of hives. What I've got left are honey supers. So I'm making splits and using honey supers as nukes. And I figure it's going to work pretty good because they're short. There's not a lot of extra space. Nuke hives are narrow. That's how they reduce the space. But honey supers reduce the space and height. And if the goal is to keep the hive warm, especially the queen, so she keeps laying, then using a honey super makes sense. We'll see. It's kind of an Alaskan idea because back in the day, and still nowadays, when people build cabins, they build them short because it's easier to heat them and keep them warm. They don't build them tall and skinny. And with our short season, I'm hoping this will work. If it works, and it works wonderfully, we'll just call it the Alaska-style nuke. And then I won't have to order polystyrene nukes from the lower 48 and pay double the shipping. I've added 3 new colonies to my apiary, and I'm running out of room. Being that it's late July, it's high season, the fireweed is up, the clover is up, everything is up. Some of the vegetables are going to seed. We've got, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks for the fireweed dies. When the fireweed dies, that means the temperature is dropping, which means fall is on its way, and fall comes in quick and leaves quick here. And then we go into winter. If you've listened to any other podcasts, you know that I've planted for the bees, and so I planted clover and some other things. Lots of borage this year, lots of sunflowers this year that will last longer than the fireweed. So my bees will have a longer time to forage, albeit at lower temperatures. And so we'll have cool nights, which means in the 40s, and we'll have days that go up to the 60s, maybe 70s. It all depends. With global warming, we've been getting warmer temperatures and slightly longer summers. That happens, everything's cool. Plus, I've got a bee barn now, and so my hives will be wintered in a shed versus outside, so I don't have to worry so much about them. I have them in a temperature and humidity controlled building made especially for them. Can you hear them? They're all coming in. Even though it's almost 9 p.m., the bees are coming in. They're carrying with them blue pollen from the fireweed. It's pretty awesome. Well, take care of yourself and take care of your bees, and I hope you have a good evening. Everything's copyrighted and all rights reserved. Take care.